I just feel, honestly, paralyzed after I watched the video.
Knocked unconscious leaving a Midtown bar.
You mentioned that your family hasn't even seen this video of you. What do you think is going to come out of that?
How an argument over a basketball arcade game led to this violence.
Shame on the doctors who let him out and the judge who dismissed the case.
6 months after a stray bullet ended a Belmont University student's life, laws are changing. Jillian Ludwig's lasting legacy.
And a cancer in our community. The progress made to put the brakes on illegal street racing. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
Advocating for Fox 17 News at 9. We begin tonight with breaking news in New York City. NYPD officers are pushing out protesters at Columbia University.
This is a live picture from there. These protesters have been camping out on the university's campus in opposition to the Israeli war on Hamas and the civilian casualties. Witnesses say several of these students have been led away with their hands zip-tied behind them. In 30 minutes, how other universities are handling similar protests.
And now to Operation Crime and Justice, illegal street racing taking over the streets of Nashville.
It is a trend Metro Police say started during the pandemic and is now a focus for officers to stop. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller live at Metro's North Precinct with more on this police crackdown.
Well, Metro Police say over the last year, the street racing scene has gotten a lot smaller due to their enforcement efforts. They say it used to be large groups of up to 100 cars, but now police say it's a lot more fragmented. Street racing in Nashville. A very dangerous trend we've seen shut down major roadways and seriously hurt people. In some parts of the country, it's turned deadly. A serious crime. Lieutenant James Williams with Metro Police says they have put a lot of time and energy to prevent.
By targeting those leaders, we've really seen that there isn't really the appetite to have big group events if people know that they're going to get charged.
Lieutenant Williams says it takes a lot of investigative hours of looking on social media and surveillance video to find these criminals.
This is where the street races are now.
He says their department now has a helicopter that helps immensely.
With the helicopter able to track these cars from a distance, provide video evidence of what the activities the drivers are partaking in.
Williams says it's also a lot safer for officers and other people on the road. Metro Councilwoman Joyce Stiles says she has seen a lot of street racing in her district in South Nashville.
Right now, it's catch and release.
Stiles says the issue is the lack of accountability because she explains in Tennessee, law enforcement can no longer seize their cars.
The seizing of cars so they don't have something to race is the most effective way to do it. And then also making it a felony. Well, great, you get your car stolen and you get a felony. You'll probably think twice before you do it again.
But Stiles says the bill is waiting on Governor Lee's desk right now that would make this crime a felony, and she adds would allow police officers to seize cars. Metro Police say if you see this type of activity to call and report it immediately. And they say that you can also submit an aggressive driver's report through Hub Nashville. Reporting live from North Nashville, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Caitlin, thank you. Continuing Operation Crime and Justice, while we've certainly seen illegal street racing all over the metro area, Council Member Joyce Stiles, who we just heard from, said it's a big issue in her district. Where is that? Well, she is in District 32, near the edge of the county. This is Rutherford County, Laverne specifically. And in that area, there is a large industrial part of the Antioch area. And police say they have warehouses there and large parking lots, which create the perfect location for racers to meet.
Now to the latest arrest of a street racing suspect. It happened this week. Police say Stephen Burns took off when police broke up an illegal meetup earlier this month, driving down I-40 at over 120 miles per hour. Metro says officers made 43 arrests over the past year. Hot topic here, and we want to know what you think. Have you ever witnessed street racing in Nashville for yourself? 331 votes have come in. This is about half and half here. 50.5% say no, almost 49.5% say yes. So this poll's live right now. If you want to tip the pendulum one way or the other, you can cast your vote by scanning that QR code on your screen. Our handle is @Fox Nashville, and we'll show you updated poll results here a little later in the newscast.
New tonight, Tennessee's Attorney General is suing the U.S. Department of Education to stop what he calls an unconstitutional power grab. Tennessee AG Jonathan Skrmetti says the feds are trying to illegally rewrite the law referred to as Title IX. It was passed 50 years ago to ensure that women would have the same opportunities and facilities as men at schools and sports and the like. The Biden administration has rewritten that rule to include transgender athletes, men who identify as women, and those who fail to comply risk losing federal funds.
Under this new rule, a boy can walk into a girl's locker room at a school, and if the girl complains that his presence makes her uncomfortable, she can be brought up for investigation and potential penalties for violating civil rights.
Skrmetti says the Department of Education doesn't have the authority to rewrite federal law. He's asking a federal judge to keep this rule from being enforced and ultimately for it to be found unconstitutional. Coming up in 15 minutes, what President Biden has to say about this legal challenge.
The guy who was attacking us, I think, thought he killed me.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a brutal attack both inside and outside of a Midtown bar.
It was something. And tonight, one of the victims is talking to us about what happened, how it started, and the search that is ongoing for the suspects. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker with that exclusive interview and security video.
This video is very hard to watch, and out of all things, it started over an arcade game inside of Kung Fu Saloon right behind me. Now, a couple was removed from the bar by bouncers for aggressive behavior, but what happened outside was so much worse.
This young woman who wants to remain anonymous remembers a night that she wishes she could forget.
As soon as we walked outside, her and her boyfriend ambushed us.
She says the two suspects, a man and a woman, waited outside in their car for at least 30 minutes. This after pulling her hair inside of Kung Fu for taking too long in a game of arcade basketball.
The boyfriend jumped out of the car. He walked over to our group and said, I'm gonna kill this.
The second altercation happens here, when the man and the woman get out of their Jeep Grand Cherokee and aggressively approach the couple. And when the two men began fighting, the female victim that you see here tries to break it up. But as you see in the video, the man punches her in the face, knocking her to the ground so hard that she appears lifeless.
You mentioned that your family hasn't even seen this video of you. What do you think is going to come out of that?
It's gonna kill my parents. No parent ever wants to see their kid just laid out in the middle of the street and unresponsive.
Mentally and physically scarred.
I just feel, honestly, paralyzed after I watched the video.
This young woman now petrified to leave her home.
You would think it's a safe, country music, happy, just going out for a couple drinks, and your life just gets turned upside down when you wake up in the back of an ambulance and your boyfriend has to meet you in the emergency room.
Now over a month later, and police are still searching for these two, who they say drove off in this Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk with black wheels and two distinctive hood scoops.
Now, that woman you just heard from suffered several fractures, and she also broke her nose in 2 different places. She'll now need reconstructive surgery with medical bills up to $20,000. And also consider this, the ER doctor tells her that she's lucky because if she had fell backwards, that blow could have killed her. For now, reporting in Midtown, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Just ahead, 6 months after a stray bullet ends a Belmont University student's life, Tennessee laws are changing. Jillian Ludwig's parents talk with Fox 17 News about their...
It's important to have a lawyer that knows how to fight back and win. If you're ready to fight back, call us.
RockyLawFirm.com. We fight for you.
A Belmont University freshman taken too soon, setting her parents on a mission to make real change across our state. Metro Police say a stray bullet fired by a serial offender found mentally incompetent to stand trial claimed Jillian Ludwig's life.
Well, her murder prompted a series of bills aimed at making sure that these suspects do not slip through the cracks. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino uncovers dangerous criminals overlooked by Tennessee's justice system.
There was such outrage and such pain in knowing that, this could have been prevented and never should have happened.
The 18-year-old musician was thriving in her freshman year at Belmont University, a music business major.
She played 6 instruments. She sang, she was writing music.
But any chance for future songs would end abruptly November 7th. Police saying Shaquille Taylor shot the stray bullet that silenced Jillian forever.
She's not here, and that's why we're here. Because she's not.
A judge dismissing Taylor's case just 6 months before. 3 court-appointed doctors deemed him incompetent to stand trial after Taylor was charged with shooting into a car with 2 children inside. Before that, a long criminal history, including robbery and aggravated burglary. Court documents describe him as intellectually disabled, one doctor saying he functioned on a kindergarten level after a brain infection as a child. But those experts also found that Taylor was not mentally disabled enough for involuntary commitment. Less than a year later, police say he'd pick up the gun that would kill Jillian.
Shame on the doctors who let him out and the judge who dismissed the case.
Now, Matthew and Jessica Ludwig are driving multiple bills so this never happens again in Tennessee.
It's just inconceivable that somebody with that mental incapacity would just be placed back out in society to hurt people.
Jillian's law requires felony defendants found incompetent to stand trial to be committed or receive ongoing counseling and oversight.
This is the family that I'm fighting for.
It also makes it illegal for those offenders to have weapons. Fox 17 finding that it's estimated that half of the defendants who were let off last year with community-based treatment would instead be committed to inpatient facilities under Jillian's new law.
It shows you, the impact that a life like Jillian's can have and affect people to want to make change.
But it's not just felony suspects. A sister bill directs the state to pay for mental health evaluations and more intensive treatment for misdemeanor offenders.
Our investigation found that last year there were 363 misdemeanor suspects who were not prosecuted because they were found mentally incompetent. Many of them not getting the treatment they need, getting put back onto the street and then reoffending over and over.
Our local jurisdictions are simply not paying for those mental health evaluations. So folks are not getting the help that they need. They're coming in and out of the criminal justice system.
A justice system that Jillian is helping rewrite. Both bills passing nearly unanimously.
Jillian had a lot of impact in her life, and now she'll have impact in her death because people's lives will be saved.
But the painful struggle is not over for Jillian's parents. They'll now watch the man charged with killing their daughter undergo a competency hearing next month to determine if Shaquille Taylor is mentally able to stand trial for Jillian's murder.
Do you believe he's competent to stand trial?
Yes. He had a girlfriend, he had a job, he had an apartment. He, as far as we know, the murder weapon has not been recovered, and he has a tampering with evidence charge, so he knew enough to dispose of the weapon.
A pending hearing as a tree now grows in Jillian's honor at the park where she lost her life. One lived for music and for helping others through her artistry.
She would perform all over town at any venue that would have her, and she donated all tips and donations to charities.
other states that have similar loopholes. I can also tell you that if an offender regains competency, their rights will be restored, the charges will move forward, and their treatment will continue as well. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, not too bad of an afternoon as far as weather goes. It was a mild day today, and as we head into the evening hours tonight, it'll stay mild again as we head into early Wednesday. Not too busy here on Broadway tonight. What's trending? We've got warmer weather on the way heading into tomorrow and more so into Thursday. So we'll be looking at temperatures by Thursday to be near 90 degrees. If we hit 90 on Thursday, it will tie the record for that date, which was 90 set back in 1901. So it's a long-standing record, and I think it's possible. I'm forecasting 89 just because I don't want to go to 90 just yet, but it's possible we could hit 90 for the day on Thursday. Now, as far as Wednesday goes, we'll start off comfortable. Temperatures around 63 at 8 o'clock in the morning, up to about 81 as we head towards noon, and we stay in those mid-80s for the afternoon. We'll look for a mainly sunny to partly cloudy sky for much of the day on Thursday, with temperatures right around 90 by about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. As we get later in the day, we will start to see a chance for showers very late Thursday night, more so into Friday. That's going to signal our next chance for rain here. Friday and into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, looking at a chance for showers here. We may see some lingering showers Friday night into Saturday. A few pop-ups can't be ruled out as we head through both days this weekend. I don't anticipate a washout. It'll just be kind of a pop-up variety, kind of summer-like, if you will, as we head through Saturday and Sunday and even into Monday next week. So we are dry to start off the day tomorrow, and that'll be the case all the way through the afternoon. Staying comfortable, warm, but comfortable for Thursday as temperatures try to reach 90. The good news is we're not talking about oppressive humidity just yet. So still relatively dry air. It'll just be warm. Warm front lifting northward for Thursday night and may spark a few showers and then a few more as we head into very early Friday morning, and that'll all be ahead of a front that passes through by Friday evening. Temperature tonight right around 59 degrees with a mainly clear sky. We'll look at a relatively mild night, up to about 86 for tomorrow. Perspective, average highs about 82 this time of year, so we're a little above that as we head through the day on Wednesday. Coming up, we'll talk more about your weekend forecast. I also have your Kentucky Derby forecast all in a little bit.
Campus protesters stormed some.
You need to know this. They are not waiting to investigate. Don't let them tell your story. I can help. Call us at 615-242-9000.
Well, making headlines tonight, pro-Palestinian demonstrators storming into campus buildings around the country.
In fact, you're looking at a live picture at the campus of Columbia University in New York, where that's what's going on right now. As Fox 17 News' Matt Galka reports, arrests are surging, campus leaders working, trying to get demonstrations like this under control. And be sure to let us know what you think, where you stand, by scanning the QR code that will appear on your screen during our story.
Protesters at Columbia University took over Hamilton Hall on the school's campus. A Monday deadline to disperse given by school officials didn't stop anti-Israel activists from breaking into the building and unfurling a banner reading Intifada, a term sometimes used as a call for violence against Jews.
The most remarkable scene that I saw was someone smashing the windows of the doorway of Hamilton Hall in with a hammer, almost like a scene from The Shining.
A harrowing image from inside showed a member of the maintenance crew trying to stop the group, but was unsuccessful before they took over the building. The White House released a statement saying, in part, the president condemns the use of the term Intifada, and forcibly taking over buildings is not peaceful, it is wrong. Columbia was closed to non-residents Tuesday.
Let's go.
Columbia protesters apparently following the lead of Cal Poly Humboldt, where protesters at the Northern California school had overtaken multiple campus buildings a week ago while damaging and defacing them. Police made arrests and cleared out the buildings Tuesday. Protests escalated elsewhere around the country. Arrests surged with varying responses from different schools. Some tallies put the number of arrests at more than 1,000 nationwide. The University of Florida said their campus was not a daycare, and students were not children following the arrests of 9 people. The statement continues, they knew the rules, they broke the rules, and they'll face the consequences. House Republicans announced they'd bring more university officials to appear in front of Congress and increase oversight of university federal funding to further crack down on protests and anti-Semitism.
It's an organized mob trying to ensue chaos and breed anti-Semitism.
Columbia University started suspending some student protesters and said any students occupying the building could face expulsion. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Now, during this story, we had a QR code linking you to a poll where we asked whether you think the protesters who damage property on these college campuses should face criminal charges. Nearly 13 people have weighed in, and an overwhelming majority, more than 97%, say yes. Our thanks for all who took a few seconds out to vote on that.
A growing problem on mid-state roadways, where we rank when it comes to road rage.
I'm Kayla Gasker.
They really take pride in what they do.
Like us.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by B.F. Myers Furniture.
In Operation Crime and Justice, a study by the nonprofit group called The Trace shows Tennessee has one of the highest incidents of road rage in the entire country. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse now with more on what is a growing problem.
Tennessee sits at number 4, with California in 3rd, and Florida in 2nd, and Texas in 1st. According to The Trace, from 2014 to 2023, Tennessee has faced about 263 road rage incidents, and just shy of a half of those led to gunfire. Stephanie Sponhurst lost her husband, Christopher, on Christmas Day 2 years ago in what police believe was a road rage shooting on I-24.
It's sad to think of that many other families going through what I go through, what my children go through, what his mom goes through, because Chris was one of those numbers. And it's just sad to know that there's that many children, moms, wives, husbands going through what we go through.
Metro Police are still looking for the suspect who shot and killed Christopher Sponhurst.
It gives me hope that somebody's going to come in forward for ours. A family member of that person, that person done it and he turned himself in. Hopefully the person that shot Chris does the same. I just wouldn't want anybody else's family to go through this.
Earlier this month, 2 people were shot. 1 died in what Murfreesboro police say was a road rage incident. 39-year-old Joseph Gann turned himself in. Police say Gann was driving on South Rutherford Boulevard when things escalated between him and a group riding motorcycles. According to the study, Nashville ranks number 14 with 31 people shot during road rage. Reporting in Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, new tonight, expanding Title IX protections at educational institutions to include transgender athletes. Fox 17 News' Kayla Gaskins taking a look at challenges to President Biden's latest plan.
The implementation of Title IX more than 50 years ago helped level the playing field for female athletes. President Biden has been clear in his intentions to include transgender athletes in those protections.
Strengthening Title IX and promoting gender equality is a top priority for my administration. Every person deserves a chance to realize their full potential.
On April 19th, the administration announcing expansions, cementing rights for LGBTQ students. The announcement was met with a windfall of legal action filed by GOP-led states and conservative organizations against the Department of Education. We spoke with Michelle Exner from Parents Defending Education, one of the groups filing the lawsuits.
I want this lawsuit to be a voice, right, for the millions of female athletes out there who feel ignored and abandoned by the president and the White House and this administration.
Critics worry the changes will force young girls to share locker rooms with boys who say they identify as female. They also worry it will take away awards, titles, and scholarships from biological women.
Women and girls shouldn't have to stand for it. It's 2024.
The new Title IX protections will challenge transgender athlete bans in places like West Virginia, where a group of middle middle school girls are now banned from competing after protesting against a transgender athlete. The state's attorney general now asking the Supreme Court to weigh in. A spokesperson for the Department of Education told us they don't comment on pending litigation, but added the department crafted the final Title IX regulations following a rigorous process to give complete effect to the Title IX statutory guarantee that no person experiences sex discrimination in federally funded education.
A YouGov poll from earlier this year found 59% of Americans do not support allowing transgender athletes to compete on teams that match their gender identity rather than their gender at birth. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
Fox 17 News investigates the case of a Nashville mother who says she wasn't notified after her son suffered a serious head injury at school. Shanika Sherrill picked her son up, Jace, at Greenbrier Elementary School back in October last year, thinking everything was okay. He has autism and this child is nonverbal. As time passed, Sherrill noticed a mark on her son's face, took him to the doctor. The doctor said Jace had suffered a concussion, which led Sherrill to talk to the school about what happened.
Principal responded and told me she would do an investigation, and she did. And in her investigation, she found out that Jace was assaulted by another student. He was kicked in the head by another student. And she told me basically the staff members that were there did not know they had to report it.
Tomorrow on Fox 17 News at 9, specifics about the school's investigation, what it revealed, and the changes that mother is calling for district-wide.
Still to come tonight, former President Trump found in contempt, how much these fines will cost him.
And it's do or die for the Nashville Predators tonight. The latest on their elimination game against the Vancouver Canucks coming up next.
Hey there, I'm Fox 17 News This Morning anchor Erica Glover. And listen, summer is right around the corner and it's not too late to still book that trip. And
deadline to apply is April 30th. Get started today.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
The Stanley Cup playoffs return tonight, and it's win or go home for the Nashville Predators.
That's right. The Preds are trailing the Vancouver Canucks 3-1 in their first-round series, which means the Preds will have to win the next 3 games in a row to advance on to the next round. Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick in studio with an update on the game. Jill, I know you can't show the highlights because the game's not over, but give us what you can.
I know, Scott Megan, it's the worst. I would love to, but we just can't. The game was late drop over in Vancouver, but I can at least fill you in on what's going on. The first being the score. Right now, 0-0 ball game. Neither team has scored roughly a little less than 13 minutes in the first period. Now, I also want to update you on some changes. First being the Vancouver starting goaltender right here. This guy, you can see a little darker goaltender jersey. That's because that's Arturs Shelovs. He started tonight. He started against the Predators on Sunday night as well in Game 4, and right now he's doing a pretty good job against Nashville. Also want to update you on a defenseman change for the Nashville Predators. Luke Shen, who is a starter on defense for the Preds, warmed up with the team ahead of the game, but then left during warm-ups due to an illness. This is Luke Shen over here. He has a sad face. That's because he can't play tonight, but I can tell you Tyson Barrie is in for Luke Shen, so hopefully Barrie can get it done in his spot. Now, also want to update you, shots on goal. Again, still early first period, but right now Nashville only 1 shot on goal, Vancouver 3. So you see Saros over here, the juice, doing an excellent job so far. Hopefully they can keep that going. Again, this is win or go home for the Preds. They have to win tonight or else they'll be eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we don't want that. We want a home game again on Friday, so hopefully they can pick things up. I'll have more on this game at 10, but for right now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Coming up, we'll talk more about what we can expect as we head closer to the weekend, including the Kentucky Derby forecast.
And facing fines, how much former President Trump will pay after being found in contempt of court.
Or get low monthly payments with no interest for 84 months. Only at Ashley.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
In Operation Crime and Justice, former President Trump will have to pay up after a judge finds him in contempt for violating a gag order in his New York hush money trial. Mr. Trump will pay $9,000 for 9 violations. The former president criticized the expected witnesses in posts on social media and his campaign page. He has until Friday to pay the fine. The judge is threatening jail time if Mr. Trump violates the order again.
In entertainment news, a conversation with gospel music legend and Nashville music royalty CeCe Winans, who has a jam-packed month ahead of her. CeCe, first of all, great to see you. Thanks for doing this, and we're excited that you're here to talk with us about your new album, which came out this past Friday. You've got a new single, That's My King, but I read this was a live album, and that must have been quite the process.
Oh yeah, definitely a process. I'm a studio girl. I like being in the studio so I can do it over and over and over again. But the live process was awesome because the audience was amazing. When you hear this record, it is going to bless your heart. It's going to lift your spirits because the audience is singing along in such a beautiful way that you're going to feel like you're just in heaven.
Oh, that's neat. I can imagine the energy. Speaking of which, you're going to need some, because not this weekend, not next weekend, but May the 10th and 11th, which is Mother's Day weekend, you have a big women's conference, the 3rd annual Generations Live. And I read that you got your whole band that's going to be with you on that Friday night. Tell us about that and the guests and what you hope the take home will be for all the ladies that come.
Wow. I am so excited about this. This is my 3rd year, my 3rd annual Generations Live 2024, and it's an amazing event. It's called Generations because we want your mom and grandmom and aunties and nieces and nephews and daughters to come. Should I say nieces? It's a woman's thing, but it's there to refresh you, to reconnect, to have an encounter with our Father. It's a lot of negativity happening around the world, and this is a positive time that you're going to get poured into. We have incredible speakers, Joyce Meyer, we have Jackie Hill Perry, we have Cheryl Brady. My mom is going to be there. My daughter will be speaking. We have dancers, singers. We're going to worship with the band and singers. We'll be doing a lot from our new record, but it's just a time of revival. It's a time to encourage people. I grew up in the church, and for me, it was a place of safety, a place of joy. And so we invite all the women to come out because it's going to make a difference in your life. We want them to take away joy. We want them to be uplifted. We want them to be encouraged and reconnected to life.
That'll be fun. Now, I know you're doing this at the Curb Event Center on the Belmont campus. Holds about 4,000, but I know that it's not necessarily limited to just those who can make it to Nashville. You've got a way for other people to tap in.
So good. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, I want everybody in the house. But if you can't come to Nashville, Tennessee, we are having a live stream happening so you can enjoy it from the comforts of your own home. You want to be a part of this, however you can be a part. So I encourage you to stream. Yes, you can do that.
This was fun. Gospel great CeCe Winans, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the new music, the new single, and much success with Generations Live.
Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to me. God bless.
All right, we had that rain move in and move out quickly last night. Waking up to a new day, not too bad.
Not too bad. We picked up quite a bit of rain. Some places 2 to 3 inches.
It rained hard while it did, you know, yeah.
Yeah, but the good news is a lot of the day today was pretty nice, and we're in for a couple of dry days as well. In fact, a couple of warm days ahead as we check out your forecast here. Tomorrow around 86, close to 90 on Thursday, and then we drop back a little bit due to the chance for a few showers and thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. We'll see those mid-80s return for us here. Taking a look at our averages for 90-degree days, since we are looking at the potential for one on Thursday. The average first 90-degree day isn't until May 27th, so we would be ahead of schedule if we were to see 90 on Thursday. The earliest, though, is April 25th, so not the earliest that we've ever seen. Latest, July 5th. So again, if we do end up seeing it, it is going to be ahead of schedule as far as the 90s on average go here. Tomorrow morning looking nice. We'll see temperatures in the upper 50s for the morning hours here. Mainly sunny skies, warming quickly though. By 9 we should be close to 70. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Not only that, it's going to feel comfortable outside, as again we expect the muggy meter to be in that pretty nice category in the dew points in the mid 50s. So really feeling nice as we go through the afternoon hours. Kentucky Derby this weekend in Louisville, and unfortunately there's a chance for showers, it looks like, throughout the day. So I don't expect it to be, it shouldn't be a washout, but the chance is going to be around off and on throughout the day. So could potentially be looking at a muddy track. Temperatures will be in the 70s at least, in fact closer to 80 as we head into the later part of the afternoon. And we want to look ahead here. We continue our above average conditions as far as temperatures go. Our 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center puts us now at the 8th through the 14th of May, and temperatures look to be above average for us across a lot of the at least eastern half of the U.S. And then as far as precipitation goes, slightly above average conditions for us as far as rain. We're still just below average for the month and for the year for rainfall, although this past rain that we had in the last 24 hours really did help in that department. So we're not too far off from what's considered average for us through the month and through the year. As far as the next few days go, we'll dry out for a few, looking at showers and storms to make a comeback here. No day looking like a washout. We'll see more so summer pop-up thunderstorms around throughout the weekend and into early next week.
Thank you, Katie. A picture of progress, the possible future for the Rivergate Mall property.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection. This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Zander Insurance.
Looking ahead to the summer concert season in Nashville, if you've got tickets to one of the shows at Nissan Stadium, right there beside the river, because of construction on the new stadium, you will not be able to park in this area. In fact, you're pretty much going to have to make some plans to park somewhere downtown and cross one of the rivers. This is James Robertson Parkway. This is Woodland Street. Of course, you can go across the pedestrian bridge, the Siegenthaler pedestrian bridge, and of course, Korean Veterans Parkway will also take you across the river. If you take a ride share, you will either be dropped off or picked up on Interstate Drive here, this blue area, or over here on South 2nd Street. And for those who intend to maybe ride a bike downtown to the concert, you can leave that bike and tie it up here on Titans Way, or there's another place right here on South 1st Street.
Well, new tonight, it's a different kind of Broadway debut for country legend Tanya Tucker. She's getting her very own pop-up bar inside Nudi's Honky Tonk. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin sat down with Tanya Tucker to talk about her new adventure.
She's a legendary country music singer who's paved the way for women in the industry. When Tanya Tucker's not singing, she's busy working on new ventures, like this partnership with Nudi's Honky Tonk to unveil her tequila cantina.
It's great to have my name amongst all those boys down there on Broadway. That little stinker, Miranda, she beat me to it, but, I love her anyway.
The second floor of the historic establishment will become a cantina-style bar starting on May 2nd, where patrons will be able to sip on Tucker's tequila, Cosa Salvaje.
And I'm so thankful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the city of Nashville, too. Letting me ride my horse downtown. I love that.
Tucker's own personal connection to Nudi's makes it even more exciting. She says it's been a dream of hers for several years.
And of course, Nudi's is very special to me because, I actually knew the real Nudi Cone. And he made some outfits for me back in the day, back when I was a kid, about 14.
While you may be down to your last teardrop, there's plenty of tequila to go around. Reporting in Nashville, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Good Red Station.
I just love her, and that makes Tanya one of 2 female artists to have a Broadway bar downtown named after them. The other, as you heard in the story, Miranda Lambert's Casa Rosa.
She is a gem. Still to come, a glimpse into the future, the latest proposal to redevelop part of the Rivergate Mall property.
and playing to the
The better way to do things.
Come on.
And some people don't. Call or visit allstate.com to bundle today.
In your business news tonight, Walmart launching a new brand in hopes of appealing to the plant-based crowd. This is the first launch for the company in over 20 years. The brand is called Better Goods, and it will offer products primarily under $5. It includes a variety of food items, everything from plant-based mozzarella to soups, chicken wings, and salsa. It will also include gluten-free items.
Looking ahead now to the latest proposal to redevelop part of the Rivergate Mall property up in Goodlettsville. The old Macy's building is on the market. These renderings show what it would look like if city planners sign off. The Macy's building would be demolished to make way for about 17,000 square feet of retail or restaurant space, a 120-room, 4-story hotel, and more than 300 multifamily residential units. No word on how or if this would impact the rest of the mall, which still has several tenants, including Dillard's.
This time next year, TikTok may be banned in the United States. I'm Atrell Nashar with a look at the other Chinese-owned apps that could also be on the chopping block.
This is Fox 17 News at 10, your Code Red station.
We begin with breaking news on the campus of Columbia University in New York City, where we have been following protests and arrests that you're seeing right here since 9. This is a live picture. NYPD officers working to control the campus. The protesters had been locking down, essentially locking themselves in at least one building.
Well, they are pro-Palestinian demonstrators who have been camping on campus for weeks. Witnesses say that they've seen a number of arrests. University leaders say tonight they had no choice but to ask police to step in and restore order and public safety.
In Operation Crime and Justice, illegal street racing taking over the streets of Nashville.
Well, Metro Police working hard on an initiative to tackle this issue, and it's become a huge safety concern. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller at Metro Police North Precinct tonight with the action that's already underway.
Metro Police say that their major focus has been targeting the leaders of this street racing, holding them accountable with criminal charges. Metro Police Lieutenant James Williams says over the past year, the street racing scene has gotten smaller due to their enforcement efforts. They say it used to be larger groups with hundreds of cars, but Lieutenant Williams explains now it's fragmented. Lieutenant Williams says it takes a lot of investigative hours looking on social media and surveillance video to find these criminals. And now they have a helicopter that Williams says makes these searches a lot easier and safer.
Most of the folks that we've arrested haven't typically shown back up out on our events. Someone else has kind of stepped into that role as a leader, I guess.
Williams says they are putting a lot of time and energy into this because it's a very dangerous trend that has shut down major roadways and seriously hurt people. Metro Police say if you see this type of activity, to call and report it immediately. And they say you can also submit an aggressive driver's report through Hub Nashville. Reporting from North Nashville, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Caitlin, thank you. Earlier in our newscast at 9, we told you about our X poll asking whether you've actually ever witnessed street racing happen in Nashville. A little over 350 people weighing in, and almost 50-50. 50.7% say no, but an almost equal amount, 49.3%, say yes, we've seen it. Every night, be looking for a new poll on our X page. Our thanks for all who took time to cast a vote tonight.
As soon as we walked outside, her and her boyfriend ambushed us.
Tonight in Operation Crime and Justice, a young couple says that they were attacked both outside and inside of a popular Midtown bar. That woman knocked unconscious, and now she's speaking out tonight in an exclusive interview with Fox 17 News as police continue to search for the suspects. That victim, who does want to remain anonymous, says it started with an argument over an arcade basketball game inside of Kung Fu. Security removed the couple from the bar, and police say that they waited outside for at least half an hour just to confront the victims. During that fight that carried on outside, you can see that woman getting punched in the face and then falling in the street.
When those Good Samaritan bystanders came to help me, they kind of flipped me over and my foot came over limp, so.
And you mentioned that your family hasn't even seen this video of you. What do you think is going to come out of that?
It's going to break their heart. It just kills me to think that they're going to see it. And it's going to kill my parents. No parent ever wants to see their kid just laid out in the middle of the street and unresponsive.
Police say their suspects are driving a Jeep Grand Cherokee with black wheels and 2 unique hood scoops.
Luke, tonight, Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti is leading 5 other states in a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Education. At issue, what AG Skrmetti calls an illegal rewrite of Title IX, the federal law mandating gender equity at schools and in sports. Skrmetti says the Biden administration has altered the wording to now extend these protections to transgender athletes, men who identify as women. He says it's illegal, and he is asking a federal judge to keep it from being enforced.
Our system of separation of powers, the people's elected representatives make the laws, and here we see agency bureaucrats seeking to rewrite those laws without any accountability to the people.
As written, Skrmetti says a young woman who complained about having to share a locker room with a biological male could be held to account for violating his civil rights.
Fox 17 News investigates a Metro school mother not happy with the staff at one elementary school. She claims nobody told her that her son ended up getting hurt with a head injury. Shanika Sherrill picking up her son from Greenbrier Elementary School back in October of 2023, thinking that everything was okay. Well, her son, Jace, has autism and is non-speaking. As time passed, Shanika noticed a mark on his face. The doctor told her that Jace had a concussion, which led Shanika asking the school to immediately investigate what happened.
The principal responded and told me she would do an investigation, and she did. And in her investigation, she found out that Jace was assaulted by another student. He was kicked in the head by another student. And she told me basically the staff members that were there did not know they had to report it.
Coming up tomorrow on Fox 17 News at 9, Fox 17 News Amanda Chin revealing what the school found out in their investigation and what changes this mother is calling for district-wide.
A pretty quiet night ahead for us after what we saw yesterday evening about this time, tracking heavy rain on the radar. We saw anywhere between 2 to 3 inches here in town, generally about a ½ inch up to an inch, and then closer into Nashville were the 2 to 3 inch totals that we had. The good news is for May 1st tomorrow, we are looking nice and dry. We check out the forecast, may end up with a little bit of patchy fog for the morning. Temperatures, though, looking good, right around 58, 57 degrees throughout the morning hours here. That fog will be pretty early and then will begin to dissipate as we head into the middle of the morning hours. Temperatures here in Nashville around 60 degrees. Franklin, Smyrna, Murfreesboro all sitting in the mid to upper 50s. Up towards Clarksville around 57, Dickson and Waverly in the upper 50s, Hohenwald, Columbia, Pulaski all around 56 to 57 degrees, 55 for Tullahoma, Manchester and Winchester, and then over towards Smithville, Cookeville, Sparta, mid to lower 50s possible with a mainly clear sky. We'll walk you through the next rain chance that's already on our radar. It's in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast. Scott.
Katie, thank you. Now let's look ahead to the summer concert season here in Nashville. It's almost upon us. If you've got tickets to see one of the big shows at Nissan Stadium right here, still in operation this summer, but because of all the construction that is underway now on the new stadium in this parking lot, you're not going to be able to park there. You will almost certainly have to park somewhere. One of the parking garages may be on the street in the downtown area and cross the bridges. Of course, you can come across the Woodland Street Bridge, which a lot of people do on game days. You can come across the pedestrian bridge Bridge. I'm having to draw them in here because on this map they don't exist. And the Korean That's Bridge is there. Now, if you do that, you have your options for where you're going to park. But if you have a ride share, maybe try to drop you off near there. You're going to either be dropped off or picked up at 2 different locations. This location here on Interstate Drive up there by the La Quinta Hotel, or this secondary location, which is at South 1st Street, or I should say 2nd Street. If you want to ride your bike, they've got an area right down here on Titans Way and another bike parking area here on South 1st Street.
Well, making national news tonight, a judge finding former President Trump in contempt for violating his gag order in his criminal hush money trial. The court fined the former president $9,000 for each violation. That order forbidding him from speaking publicly about witnesses or court staff. Well, his post to Truth Social made up the majority of those instances. Mr. Trump has to delete the 7 offending posts from Truth Social and 2 from his campaign website. Well, the contempt order also states that if Trump keeps willfully violating the gag order, he could face jail time.
This time next year, TikTok.
The Big Bang Theory. Tomorrow at 6 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Homebuyers.
New tonight, TikTok's parent company ByteDance says it plans to sue the U.S. government over a threatened nationwide ban.
Well, the company claims that the law calling for TikTok sale is unconstitutional. But as Fox 17 News' Atra El-Nashar reports, a TikTok ban could be just the beginning.
A new type of digital warfare may be unfolding in the palm of your hand. The newly passed Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act specifically calls out TikTok, owned by Beijing-based ByteDance, but it puts other popular apps on notice.
Foreign adversaries use technology for social and political control. Congress is acting to prevent foreign adversaries from conducting espionage, surveillance, maligned operations.
The U.S. is entering somewhat new territory by creating this law that could end up banning one of the most popular apps in the world. But it's a long-standing practice in China, where just about every American platform, from Facebook and Instagram to YouTube and even TikTok, have been banned for years.
Do we want Chinese software on our devices? Congress has said no. The administration has said no. So this is just chapter 1 of a longer story. The Chinese are so active in cyber espionage that this is like one drop out of the bucket.
Accusations China denies. Other apps that could face the same fate as TikTok include shopping apps Shein and Temu, and WeChat and Weibo.
Don't expect any of this to happen anytime soon. Not only is it an election year and lawmakers know how unpopular it was to go after TikTok, but with the company planning to sue, a ban could be held up in court.
The facts and the Constitution are on our side, and we expect to prevail again.
The outcome of the litigation would no doubt help determine the future of other apps controlled by a foreign adversary. If TikTok is banned, China is expected to retaliate. On Monday, its foreign ministry spokesperson said China will take strong and resolute measures to safeguard our sovereignty, security, and development interests. On Capitol Hill, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
I'm Janae Bowens in Washington with a look at what you can do to protect yourself from deepfakes.
More ways to save big every day. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Classroom injuries, schools failing to report. Wednesday at 9.
New tonight, a Maryland high school employee is facing charges in an unusual criminal case. Prosecutors say he created an AI-generated video of the school's principal making racist remarks.
Well, Fox 17 News' Janae Bowens shows us how you can protect yourself and others from being misrepresented.
It's already an historic case, gripping the nation and dominating headlines. In Maryland, a high school employee was arrested and charged for allegedly creating this.
And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
Baltimore County Police allege Pikesville High School's athletic director, Dazon Darian, used AI to create a fake audio recording of Principal Eric Eiswert making racist comments.
Made the recording to retaliate against the principal who had launched an investigation into the potential mishandling of school funds.
The principal's name is now cleared.
Imagine that your own reputation and your credibility as an individual is attacked by someone using artificial intelligence.
Dr. Lisa Palmer, an artificial intelligence business strategist who designs business models, processes, and services, says, we're going to see more crimes like this in the future, but there are some things you can do to protect yourself.
Be very cautious about what information you share online. And for those that have a really public presence or that choose to actively engage in social media, particularly from a video perspective, your risk profile is higher.
On the flip side, folks can now blame AI for their bad behavior.
We no longer can trust what we see. We no longer can trust what we hear. And so the unfortunate outcome of that is going to be that people who do misbehave are going to be able to claim that it's fake and be able to get away with it. Essentially, don't click and don't share content unless you have cross-checked with other credible sources to ensure that what you're looking at is real content.
People are now calling for new laws and better technology for the misuse and abuse of artificial intelligence. I'm Janae Bowens reporting.
After a very rainy night yesterday evening, we are looking much better, trending warmer, in fact, as we head into not only tomorrow, but into Thursday as well. Thursday, we will be close to 90 degrees. Forecasting 89 because I just don't want to go there yet. So 90 is possible, don't get me wrong, but I'll forecast 89 for now. The record is 90, set back in 1901, and it'll be the first time that, if we do hit 90, first time we have seen 90 degrees since September 26th of last year. So it's been a while. Temperature around 63 for tomorrow morning, 81 as we head into the afternoon hours. Mainly sunny skies expected for the day on Wednesday, and that should be the case for Thursday as well. We'll be in the upper 60s to around 70, mid 80s by the afternoon, and topping off in those upper 80s, close to 90 with a few clouds. A little bit more cloud cover building in by Thursday evening. That sets the stage for our next rain chance. Could see a few showers, in fact, before we get into Friday morning, but the majority of the rain is expected for Friday as we see showers and a few thunderstorms around. The good news is I don't see severe weather again to be a big problem for us here any of these days. As we get into the weekend, this is more so going to be one of those summertime pop-up thunderstorm events for us, so it won't be a washout either day, but we'll likely see some showers and thunderstorms around that you'll just need to be aware of if you're out and about. As we take a look at future track here, you can see that we do stay nice and dry for Wednesday into Thursday morning now. We are comfortable. Warm, yes, but not too humid for the afternoon. Warm front lifting northward late Thursday night may bring in a few showers. I expect more of the rain, though, early Friday morning. And this would be where we have a line of showers and a few thunderstorms rolling through again. Severe weather doesn't seem to be a really big problem for us right now, so that's good news. Hopefully we'll keep it that way. 59-hour temperature with a mainly clear sky. Pretty mild night for us. We're up to about 86 for tomorrow. Perspective, this time of year we should be around 82 or so, so it is a little above average for us. And we stay above average as we head into the next several days. Close to 90 on Thursday. Low 80s return for Friday and into the weekend, and pop-up thunderstorms will be with us Saturday, Sunday, and into early next week.
Well, it's due
and it's on. This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
The Stanley Cup playoffs returning tonight, and it's winner go home for the Nashville Preds.
Well, the Preds are down 3-1 against the Vancouver Canucks in the series. It is win or go home. They'd have to essentially win 3 in a row to advance, and that starts tonight. Fox 17 Sports Director Jill Jelnick in studio now with a creative update on the game.
Well, Scott, Megan, we can't show you those highlights because the game's not over yet. However, I can at least give you an update on what is going on over in Vancouver, with the first update being the score. Right now, Preds Canucks 0-0. The first period just wrapped up. We're in the first intermission going into the second period. Now, I do want to also update you on a couple changes. The first being Vancouver goaltender starting tonight, Arturas Sheloff. He's getting the start. He's the third string goalie, but he did play in Sunday's game in Game 4, and where the Preds lost that game, and right now clearly doing a pretty good job against the Predators. Now, an update for the Nashville side. Defenseman Luke Schenn warmed up with the team, but then he left during warm-ups due to an illness. So we have Luke Schenn over here on the bench, and you can tell he's sad. So he has a sad face. But Tyson Barrie is smiling because he gets his first playoff action of this series. So Tyson Barrie in for Luke Schenn right now. And then the other update I want to give you has to do with the juice. UC Saros doing an excellent job in goal tonight for the Nashville Predators. Shots on goal, Nashville 8, Vancouver 8. So again, UC Saros doing a good job defending his territory, and Nashville's shots on goal also picking up from that first period. Again, right now, scoreless ball game, 0-0, but this is a must win tonight, and Preds can't wait any longer. Of course, we want to see them play on Friday and keep the series going in the first round, but they have to get the win tonight, and hopefully they can make some magic happen and get it done. Well, for right now, send it back to you guys. I'm going to go hang out and maybe get a couple moves back in the studio.
They lost a colleague at work to suicide. I'm Liz Bonus. What they are doing now to try and prevent this from happening ever again. We share a mental health power hour coming up.
Hey there, I'm Fox 17 News This Morning anchor Erica Glover. And listen, summer is right around the corner, and it's not too late to still book that trip and save money. We're breaking down the best ways to cut costs. That story Wednesday on Fox 17 News This Morning. See you then.
Offers the Pelicare Guarantee, which covers the product and installation. They perform over 7,000 quality checks in a typical hour.
They really take pride in what they do.
Like us.
In your health news tonight, it's not the usual place where you find mental health help, but as more of us are stressed out of the office, workers say they're in need of an outlet.
You bet. Fox 17 medical reporter Liz Bonus shows us what some companies are doing to help their employees manage their mental health.
Hey there, everybody. Hello to you. After this group of coworkers lost a former colleague to suicide, they made the decision to honor his memory by holding mental health power hours each month. What a difference, many say. It's already made in getting people to talk about a lot of things that we don't generally talk about, especially at work.
So stress, the World Health Organization, and this might be a surprise to some in the room, deems stress the health epidemic of the 21st century.
This week's Power Hour about managing stress hits close to home to this team of hardworking young men at Ohio's Veritas Logistics.
We're a third-party logistics company. We handle shipments from shipper to the receiver and contract a motor carrier in between.
Brian Hastings, the company's co-founder, says a lot can go wrong when you're the go-between between shipper and receiver. In hindsight, he realized the coworker they lost to suicide had turned to alcohol to help him cope.
There's always a timeline. There's always delivery dates that need to be set.
So these power hours are just one way now, once a month, where a trained mental health provider is brought in to teach coping skills for this kind of stress.
You feel it in your head, you feel it in your body, you get nervous, you get anxious.
Just about everybody here says these programs have been helpful, not for stopping the stress, but for learning how to manage it.
Exercise, it's my non-negotiable, do it every single morning.
The Power Hour also allows them to talk about some of the tough topics people at work usually don't talk about, especially when you lose a former coworker.
I knew our colleague that me and him were one of the first people hired here. I think we're kind of sometimes stuck in old ways of, you got to suck it up, but it's not always the case.
Nope, Justin Maines and Brian Hastings told me they don't want any old ways here.
I would say, the employee that we lost wasn't really giving us any cues, but we also weren't looking.
Now, he says the power hour helps them not just look, but ask each other if everything is really okay.
Now, if you are struggling with a mental health concern, here's the hotline number, 988. That is open 24/7 in English and Spanish to offer assistance. If you're considering a work-based program, the group at Veritas invites you to reach out to them for how they launched this program. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
Well, another escape from the pressures of the world, sports, and we want to give you a quick update on the Preds. We're about 10 minutes left in the second period, still scoreless, but fingers are crossed.
Fingers crossed, yes. Nice little warm-up on the way as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s for Wednesday. Could hit 90 if we do. It's before